Carpet Day!
I just want you to stop saying odd shit.
Party's over. How's that for a slice of fried gold?
I am your mother. Everyone you love around you dies.
This is a way of life.
Is it dead?
My time, bitch!
I worship Satan. Satan is good. Satan is our pal.
I can't believe that just fucking happened. Yeah, boy!
Much like a rock lobster.
Yeah, I guess so. They're all gonna make fun of you.
Fuck!
Good evening, all, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast Downstairs. We are just three weirdos locked in a basement, and it's prom season, so what the hell are we gonna do? We got a lot to say about it, but, first we're gonna go around the table and introduce ourselves. Firstly, I'd like to say good evening, students, and welcome to our downstairs themed prom night for the class of 2026. We're here to dance, celebrate, and of course, crown our very own prom king and queen. I guess it's up for you to decide who's who. I'm your principal, and I'm Glenn.
Wow, Seller Awards 2.0.
Never letting it go.
All I must say is that you can open your heart to us and stay here instead. Say your evening prayers and believe us to be the dreamer in disguise, because once you see, this will be a night you'll never forget. And I'm Claudio.
Beautiful.
I refuse to play into this school-themed role play because it's traumatic for me as a past professional experience.
It's okay, double down on the religious aspect. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with "Under the Stars" is our theme of no. Unlike, I don't even think, did the remake have a theme in their prom?
I don't think so.
I
don't think they named
I
it.
think it was laptops, but
I think the theme was 2010 sleaze.
yeah. Dun, dun, dun. But my name is Joe, regardless. So very excited to talk to everyone about Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Carrie?
Oh, yeah, it's Carrie.
Carrie what?
White.
Oh, right.
Eat shit, you idiot.
Don't say that.
A year before Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta
He's such
blessed
a
us.
bad actor. Oh, damn it.
Yes.
I mean, he's useful in the right role, as are
Carrie.
most performers.
Oh, Carrie. Tell me more. Did you dump a bucket of blood?
It was such a
Yes.
like I was like, wait, did he get her?
So we're going to talk about Carrie, the only movie that's ever shown you a child getting slapped by a teacher several times throughout the decades.
Teacher slapping student, mom slapping said woman, and then another woman getting slapped by John Travolta. A lot of ladies getting slapped, and it's not even on an airplane.
God.
That was a good one.
Eat shit.
Oh, goddamn.
Idiot.
Don't call me that. Yeah, shit, we're back for another episode of our SLASHICS, and we're going to be comparing, what was it, the 1976's, I knew that, Carrie with 2013's Carrie, not to be mistaken with 2002's Carrie.
Made for TV, apparently.
Made for TV.
Yes.
You know who wrote that?
No, I still haven't seen
David Fincher.
No. Really?
David Fincher wrote it.
All the more reason that I want to check it out, and all the more reason that I see a hardened detective in the trailer.
I also believe this is that one holds more closely to the book than both of the things.
I don't know if you guys have
Things,
any
the
experience
movies.
with
We
the books.
don't
but-
read.
I don't fucking know anything, apparently.
We don't read.
Shit.
But then also, I mean, I'm sure we'll go around. I don't want to jump ahead, but so there's also, in addition to those named and the upcoming Meg Flanagan, TV series, there's also The Rage, Carrie 2, which was
1999, yes.
1999, in which I believe
Stellar year from-
Sue reprises her role.
So,
the original.
I have seen bits and pieces of that in my youth, So
Why?
Okay, well, all right. Before we just kind of like jump into the messy mythology, like typically with our SLASHICS series,
We're 5 minutes in. This is already messy.
I will
No,
say,
we've introduced ourselves. We've named it. We're on track. We're professionals.
Just to
It's
give-
cool. It's cool. It's
just
cool.
to give your brain a rest.
Intervention.
just to give your
We
brain
got you, bitch.
a rest. Amy Irving was Sue Snell in the original and was Sue Snell in The Rage. Because I remember that was
Wait, I'm sorry. Say it again.
Amy Irving, the original Sue Snell of 1976,
Oh, okay.
was in The Rage, the sequel,
As
as
the
Sue
same
Snell.
character, just that
as
in
an
real
elder
time.
because she was the
Whatever.
survivor.
Okay.
But yeah.
So, oh, and I was gonna ask too, and again, this is jumping so much, but like,
we could jump.
well, all right. So, like, but whatever. We're doing the carries, and then there's only
We're
those.
suspending disbelief a little
Well, so
bit.
we have the original, the remake. We're doing this 102 made-for-TV movie, and then the 99 sequel. Like almost none of which, except for the original, has been held in high regard. Brian DePalma directed it. It is of course the adaptation of
Who's
a
Brian
famous
DePalma?
film director.
Is that somebody I should know?
Who is? Well, I would highly recommend. He is like often regarded in the American lineage of film directors, like succeeding like Alfred Hitchcock, and very much influencing Tarantino, and then kind of hop in the pond with Guy Ritchie. That is often like I think a lineage that is like
He gave
cited
us
frequently.
He gave us Carrie. He gave us.
The
This is off the
Untouchables?
done. Yeah, The Untouchables. He also gave us Scarface.
Yes. Which I've still not seen.
Excuse me. Raising Cain.
but
Carlito's Way. Mission
Yes.
Impossible.
Carlito's Way is a banger. He had touch with. He didn't do Heat, right?
No, that is
Okay.
Michael Mann.
Michael Mann, and
It's on my
then
phone, but I'm coming over to look at it. Blowout is amazing. The Fury is so cool. Another
The Fury.
telekinesis,
Yep.
themed one, of course. But yeah, Dressed to Kill, Body Double, Bonfire of the Vanities. These are all meant to be Snake Eyes with Nick Cage. I think very
Snake
like,
Eyes is crazy.
very sexy movies, like very explicitly about like filth and the underbelly and like blue,
Yeah.
things of this nature, right?
Yes.
And
Very blue movies. Yeah.
and I feel like this sort of Femme Fatale.
Femme
Jesus.
Fatale, Black
Holy
Dahlia,
cow.
Mission to Mars.
We're not even going to talk about it. But so anyway, I think all of that is worth mentioning.
So
in
Brian
your-
De Palma's name in sleaze and blue.
Well, but prestige
Prestige sleaze.
prestige sleaze.
Auteur
he is
sleaze.
considered like
Sleaze, I like
great
that.
capital G American, master directors. Like I feel like his name is among like he was Fincher before Fincher kind of a deal too.
Yeah. Big name.
But so yeah, that he has a name, and then of course this is his adaptation of his 1976 adaptation of the hit Stephen King novel Carrie, about the young woman who is the closeted, or not. I'm sorry, not closeted. Well, kind of. Literally.
Cloistered? That's the right word either.
The repressed daughter of a repressed woman who is a Christian fanaticist, and as you can imagine, she does not fare well in high school because she is no longer allowed to be homeschooled. And anyway,
And PJ Souls is just so mean.
when she inherits the Force, it really is not handled well.
Yeah. So do you think
Well,
she
actually,
was, do you
yeah.
think she was born with midichlorians, or do you think they administered Compound V to her at a young
Her
age?
M count was higher than anyone else's.
Okay.
I'm gonna
That was a twofer. I went
gonna
Star
throw you-
Wars and the
I'm
boys.
impressed.
Y'all are both getting thrown into a locker. Nerds.
No,
But
it's a
so
closet.
yeah,
you know
I
that.
feel like we don't need to contextualize this too much, but for once, I'm glad that we did before the 10-minute mark.
Bam!
Oh, Mom, get the camera!
But so I know that
picture!
we often like to kind of split the time evenly between the original and the remake, and I think that is still generally the plan. But
Yeah.
like since this is such like kind of a major totem of horror, like I very much feel like this, along with like things such as like The Thing, Halloween, like this
Yeah.
is up there for me in terms of like those
yeah,
heavy hitters.
this is one of those movies that, like, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
no, you're good.
This is one of those movies that it's like it's hard to imagine a world without having seen Carrie in some fashion or another, because it's been redone so many times in like The Simpsons, like in
Sure,
Futurama,
yes.
It
in, like,
exists in the
100%.
pop culture.
Yes.
This is one of those ones that's reinforced.
It's what is it? A zeitgeist
Zeitgeist,
movie?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, because it's on every clip
That's
show.
a big word for Elmo.
Every documentary, every best of, every, it's constantly referenced. I
Even
was
if
aware
you've
of
never
it.
seen the movie, you've seen the picture of Sissy Spacek with her crazy bug eyes and the
Oh no!
blood all
It's
over.
the Sissy Spacek stare. At that point, you just know it.
Yeah, there's the Kubrick stare, and then there's the Sissy Spacek stare.
I could be your Kubrick,
another
or
one.
yours.
Yes, very much of that class, right?
So I just want to throw
Famously,
really
another
quick.
Stephen King.
and another 70s auteur, like dabbles in weird sex stuff, highly regarded prestige thriller, drama, like carryover from different eras in American filmmaking. Like it's like it's hitting all of those, like, so that's where like I feel like he gets that weight and that prestige and that kind of like momentum to his name.
I will say, we talked about the history of Carrie. It would be an injustice not to talk about the musical.
Oh,
The Carrie musical that opened in 1988.
Oh, really?
In between,
Earlier than
Carrie
I
1
realized.
and The Rage.
that's before Rage, yeah.
And then move forward
Oh my
to
God,
a
Sleep
year
Now on the Fire.
to a year before our 2013 Carrie came the off-Broadway re-upload of it in 2012, which is the one typically done in current musical theater history. Is the off-Broadway revival is the format used.
It's still funny, and then I have one follow-up question because, like, we're saying this is reinforced so often, but like, and it's got like a sequel, it's got a a couple remakes
Straight
now,
to the movie,
but
remake.
like, it's still I feel relatively shallow in the frequency of like sequels of like Freddy, Michael Myers, Jason, etc. So like just that little distinction in our SLASHICS. Which, by the way, is this a slashic? Because, I mean, we are killing teens left and right.
I mean,
But it is unconventional, Like, does it not sit well with you that this is not a masked force of nature and or, vengeful human?
well,
Well, I mean, it is a vengeful human.
when we go into the
It
idea
is an
of
unstoppable force.
the SLASHICS,
I was clearly having this conversation with myself. I didn't know if this was anything that you guys...
No, it didn't even. No, like that thought process never occurred to me
No.
either. Because I really,
because I feel like at
to me, SLASHICS is just a name.
well, yeah,
It's also, the remake is outside the 2000s, technically, a little
Technically.
bit. And I do want to say, like,
Yeah,
this
we
is...
have our butter zone where we exist with like
Sure,
a couple years
sure.
before, a couple years after.
No, and it's a loose thing, whatever. It's cultural, but like it's aesthetic. But and you can feel the influence in a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it is interesting because it is like right before what I would call like the turn. I feel like 13, 14 is when we started getting like, all right, we're gonna start like teasing out like prestige horror and A24 and Neon and blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
regardless, that's another pod. With Carrie, I just think that it resonates because obviously like we all love an underdog. And so, regardless of the weird sexual stuff, which we, not only get from DePalma, but also from Stephen King, who has also, like, not been shy about using adolescent, sexuality in questionable ways, especially regarding, like, queer representation and, gender roles in theory and things of this nature.
I think that comes from somewhat of a handicap for him understanding at the time when he wrote it.
Not apologizing
Yeah,
for him, but it
yeah.
is another generational thing where, like,
I think
it is relative.
it is 100% a generational thing that it's like, I feel like anytime that he's spoken out about these kind of things, it's like he's usually very open and accepting about things.
He's not
So
one
it is-
that you ever are pointing at
Yeah.
for being a piece of shit or anything like that. That's not how we typically understand Stephen King. It's just that, whether it was, that one sequence or whatever, because I've never read the book, but I've read about it in It, where during, like, the childhood flashback, the one girl in, like, the friend group, they, like, all... like hook up with her in a weird.
yeah,
And it's meant to be.
I also think that
it's
there is
contextualized very like
there's
affection, like sweetly, but it's also just like, dude, they're all like 11 or whatever.
Yeah, I
and
think
it
there's
doesn't-
also she's the only person in that storyline
the only
that deals with
girl.
some sort of abuse at home.
Yeah, and it's none of it like whatever. So again, like whether it's like that or and like that's not like the one-off is my point. Is that like there is a trend that we don't need to necessarily rehash because like whatever, this is not a relitigation of Stephen King. However, this is among one of his biggest hits, and it is among the like crown jewel of like Stephen King big adaptations. It's like
Yeah.
this,
Absolutely.
The Shining.
Absolutely.
I don't know what else would be like the biggest.
Okay,
Stephen
so
King?
it's Carrie, Shining. For me, it's like the ones that pop off the dome is like Carrie, Shining, It,
this list, and I just don't have it on my phone.
Shawshank Redemption.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cujo,
Cujo.
Misery, The Mist, right? That was him.
I mean, yeah, and then it's like, well, you know, you want to.
Then you start getting into the weird
Dreamcatcher?
ones. Yeah, that's when you start getting into the weird ones like
No,
Dreamcatcher,
Tommy Knockers.
what, the Graveyard Shift.
Thinner.
Thinner.
Yeah. Oh, Christine. I'm losing. Christine's a big one. Like, I can't believe I missed that one. Jim's gonna kill me on that one.
No, speaking of like biker mechanic garage horror.
Yeah.
You know. But no, yeah. So again, regardless.
Which
like,
I was so hoping in the fucking remake for Carrie that there was gonna be a little Christine nod, and there was not.
No.
What? Just because of like the.
Because I saw Red Muscle Car, and I was like, please,
sure, yeah.
please.
I want my muscle car.
God, I'm almost more excited. Well, okay, I'm almost more excited to kind of get into the remake because I love my comparisons and like there's just so much to be said in that discussion. However, before we hop into any of the 2013 remake, just sticking with the original, I kind of was harping on the sort of legacy of the creative forces behind it. You know, in terms of the stickier aspects, no pun intended, because I know that's, you know, the sexual aspects and the sort of explicit, you know, nudity and you know, sort of exploitive or exploratory nature without putting words in anyone's mouths of like the opening sequence and like, you know, some other issues therein. But I'm excited to talk about that as well because I know you guys were kind of like, or Len, you mentioned, you know, kind of having a hard time kind of jumping into this or you know whatever with it, whereas I was also feeling trepidatious at first just because of like, you know, expecting all the bullying and abuse. But I gotta say, I kind of love the original. Like, I think it's like a fucking,
absolutely
like A plus, like
it's a
whatever.
great movie.
And like it also was just like, oh, I just let this wash over me. Like again, no pun intended.
It doesn't put abuse on a pedestal in any fashion,
and like
in any fashion, and it doesn't make it like to make something salacious.
Yeah, like exploitive.
Exploitive,
or whatever.
yeah. It doesn't really do that. It's
so
just
that's-
like, it feels like it's just, to me, it was not even the framing. I think it was just like, there is instances in which you felt the ick to things, and it didn't feel like it was scripted ick. It was just like ick that exists. And it just may have been on me. Like,
No, I think there's a very like deliberate and authentic presence of ick.
Yeah.
But like,
'Cause,
I
like,
think it's utilized
the thing
very
that-
strategically.
to a point. My issue with it more than anything is that it's like it felt very invasive on the part of Sissy Spacek, where it was like we had numerous scenes. Like, I think numerous that's reaching. It's hyperbole. Hyperbolic?
Yeah.
No, there was like 2 or 3 scenes of like where Sissy Spacek is just fully nude. And it's shown on camera. I'm not a prude. It doesn't bother me that someone's nude on camera. What bothered me was the fact that the camera work felt intrusive. And whether that was, oh, I'm an auteur director, I can fucking do this, and I can make you feel that viscerally this is uncomfortable. But it also just felt like it was impeding a line that shouldn't have been impeded on. Mainly so anytime Sissy Spacek was nude, it just felt like they were like, let's just get the camera in there. And that felt wrong. It felt intrusive. The opening scene when she gets her period in the shower, which kind of sets the whole thing in motion, they zoom in on her washing her crotch for like 3 minutes. And that is just an odd choice to put in a movie.
3 minutes too long, I'd say.
Like, you could have got the point across. Like, 2013 did it without showing you that. For the faults that 13 had, it did that without doing it.
I do think, like, I was really honestly, like, kind of rocking with the 2013 one, like, pretty much up until the finale. And, like...
When the CGI computers took a hold?
It wasn't even just that alone, but, like, and again, I don't want to jump ahead, but, like... But to your point, I do think that, you know, you didn't necessarily need it. Mm-hmm. You can still get points across, but, like, I think, you know, sort of proof in the pudding or whatever, like, you know, the 2013 one just feels flat by comparison.
Yeah. Oh my god, the acting in 13 was terrible.
Well, not only in the, well, I mean...
Acting, writing, all of it, yeah.
I'm not against the performances. I like the cast. I think even in the supporting roles, like, casting kind of went off.
No, I think OG
the writing, I think,
OG was killing it for as far as, like, actual visceral reactions from people. But I think it was that he also had more seasoned people in this, like, because the OG had like the entire cast was like 20 some odd years old. Except, like, I think John Travolta was the youngest person on cast.
I believe so. Yeah.
And he, I think, was the worst actor out of everybody in the group.
Hey, Carrie, you got a little something on your head.
Don't call me that.
Sorry, you need to be like just covered in drool and snot at the top,
Which, like,
eyes you down.
Which, like, not for nothing. John Travolta did get better over time. I'll give him that. There are some John Travolta movies that absolutely positively fuck. This was not it.
I wasn't that mad at it.
But you also hated Swordfish, so stop.
Not for John Travolta or his little soul patch.
It was Halle Berry.
It was
Halle Berry. Hugh Jackman was good as fuck in that movie.
I am whatever. I'm disowning Hugh Jackman. Motherfucker is friends with a few too many billionaire media moguls for my liking.
Yo, we're getting incredibly far ahead of ourselves. We didn't even talk about the age-old question.
Oh, go on. Yeah.
Where were you when you first experienced Carrie?
Well, see, that's we were touching on it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It feels suffused with memory to me. Like, okay, so this is only like even in my rankings now of like our like SLASHICS, even or just of that we've covered. But like this is really only behind Halloween and Scream for me, with like the like top tier, top shelf guys like or movies.
Yeah. It just existed and I knew about it like right out the gate.
Well, I also grew up watching The Simpsons from like age at least 7 on. So you know what I mean, like, and like that in tow with like Seinfeld and fuck him also, but like a lot of other like sitcoms that are very reference heavy, even like Frasier. You know what I mean? Like it's like the
everybody referenced
SNL,
it, yes.
all that. Like it's just like Mad TV. Like these were the things that were like in my like pre kind of adolescent brain, and just like they always lived there.
Damn, y'all lived
after the Industrial Revolution. There was something. There was I took a nap, and then the 90s.
And then he woke up when he was 13. Yeah.
You had a more open life than I.
But truly, that pre-internet moment was like you. If you weren't a sponge, I don't like. That's the only way I knew how to like make piece it all together. But no, I'm sorry.
Well, no, because like for me, it was quite a bit down the line. I saw it only accidentally when I was young because like my mom loved the movie Carrie, my sister loved the movie Carrie, and so like I was adjacent to it from them. I didn't get to see it.
Did you have a copy in the house? So like we just had AMC on cable. You know what I mean? I feel like it was one of those things that AMC was like constantly rerunning. It was just a very rerun
because it was for TV. They obviously cut out all of the nudity, but like
But it would also pop up on like probably HBO now and again. So
for sure. But yeah, that was something that like
Encore. I feel like back in the day,
it was less of a cultural thing for me until I actually got to see it, and even then, again, it wasn't like I wasn't big on like the sitcom television shows of like Simpsons, Seinfeld, etc. So I didn't get those common trope references until much, much, much down the line, and even then, it was from movie or like.
Well, and I'm surprised none of us cited. They're all gonna laugh at you in our intros. You know what I mean? That's usually. Well, did you?
Technically,
maybe I missed that. I didn't pay attention. I'm sorry.
No,
because it wasn't in my intro. It was in the episode.
It was the episode intro.
It was just so it was just so iconic.
I came in hot.
It's one of those things that everyone recognizes.
My dad and I, whenever we do something ridiculous, we say that to each other. So
feels like live long and prosper, even if you've never Star Trek.
He's like, they're all gonna laugh at you. And I just go away and do whatever I'm doing, and he's just like, man.
Which you understand why it was kind of like kind of laughed at and like a joke and like kind of goofy, but like I the way DePalma and his sound guy, whoever person was working the whole like remix sound situation when she's kind of losing her stuff. Like I loved like not to jump into like cinematography stuff, but like I loved like the kaleidoscoping when she's losing her shit at the after the dumping, the bloodening.
Yeah.
And shit, there's other stuff going on there as well. But like I love how you started getting like they're all gonna laugh at you, but like then that loops. But then like other stuff from the PE teacher being like, you look beautiful. This is amazing.
It's all just.
What if he means it? What if he means it? And like that
It's a literal
like,
overstimulation of.
Yeah,
But it's just the layer.
The devil with voting for yourself.
The layering felt so amazing, and like, have you ever? I think I'm pretty positive we've talked before. I don't know if we have on the pod before, but Gus Van Sant's Last Days. The movie that's like basically about Kurt Cobain, right? And there's that one sequence where you're just getting I love it. It's just an incredible shot. It's a oneer that I think it's zooming out, and it just zooms out for like a quarter mile. Like I'm not good at distances, but like whatever it is. But while it's like gradually zooming out, you're watching this one individual dude loop a song, and he like loop records like just by picking up like a guitar and like I don't know, I forget what else he fucks with, but like he creates this incredible instrumental recording through these loops, and like the way that like he layers the various components that he like throws on top of this like looping recording, it was like one of the first things that like showed me like how dope an effect that is. And I think that's like a 2012 or 2009
and how effective it is to just
movie.
Watch someone build a wall of sound like that. Yeah,
building a wall of sound, like you can like in that you can see the components and how they continue to get used. Like that's why I like those loops, and like how EDM can be very interesting and soothing. But like
interestingly enough, this is a weird comparison, but the most recent thing in my memory that did something similar to that was the music recording scene in Dinner in America.
Yes, absolutely.
When Kyle Gallner's like, no, you got yourself a fucking hyperpop hit on your hands, let me show you. And then he's like, he plays it on bass, and then he plays it on drums, and then he plays it on guitar, and then it layers on top of it, and then it cuts to her singing the song.
So seldom do you get a truly
Watermelon's a fucking banger, too.
Great song that is like, original to like of characters in a fictional universe that like still actually slaps. Like, and that's one of them for sure.
But like I love the way that it did build up like that. It really was effective.
And it shows you just as much as like the split screen effects, which I was also like very taken by. I kind of completely forgot about that on my rewatch. And then like when he pulls that shot, like I was just like, yeah, like that was such a rock star move. Like I loved the split screen and the moving of the bits and like having to keep your eye on everything, and she's staring and the doors are closing, and like that, I don't know, it didn't feel gimmicky. It felt so effective in ways that
real.
The remake does the same thing, not with the split screen, not with the moving. It does show you the same things, but it is just so flat. And to what you said earlier about just like the opening being too invasive, but very effective and very visceral, I like that's kind of where I'm just like, yeah, but like that's why, and that's what keeps it from being gratuitous for me, because that has function and purpose, and that's where I'm like, but they're not just doing it to show tits, and like, and then it's creepy enough that they are all in their 20s, but it's still contextualized as teens that you're like looking at in slow-mo. But it also, I think, does just kind of beg the question of like by comparison, and this woman this girl who is like, admittedly, to what like the PE teacher says to the principal, which I think is super interesting at first. Like, I don't know if you caught this. She's like, yeah, well, the thing is, I kind of understood how the girls felt. Like, it was just her fucking period. Like, goddamn. Like, I wanted to shake her too. Like, that was such an interesting thing that I feel like you did not get as much in the Judy Greer performance, which... Yeah,
Judy Greer's performance is much more apologetic.
But I thought Judy Greer was perfect casting.
Judy Greer was incredible.
You were saying the performances aren't great, and that that's totally fair, but like, I kind of love the cast in the remake. I don't think that they had the best, material coaxed out of them or mixed with any of the other elements.
I've got things
so much with the material you're giving.
I've got things about that,
because I love Chloe Grace Moretz, I love Julianne Moore, like I don't have any issues with them. But all that to say, as invasive as even just that opening shower sequence is, I think it's like so meant to be, because like she like breaks down, and honestly I kind of like think it makes the most sense to open there, because if you don't buy in on her freak out, you kind of don't buy in on the movie a little bit.
Everything post that sequence too, the way that like it is nothing but a wall of screaming and panic from Sissy Spacek, and then mockery and chanting from all of the other girls, and then you layer on top of that with the teacher trying to shut everything down and like what is going on. And she's screaming over top of that. That is such
it feels like it takes forever, and I don't know.
It is an anxiety-inducing moment, and it's crazy. And there's blood, and there's crying, and then chanting, and then groups and crowds crowding over this girl on the floor.
And I think it's credit to DePalma and his editor that they do make it feel so long, because you are just like, fucking hurry up! Like, obviously it's bullshit, like, get in there!
Yeah.
And I'm also someone that's, like, worked in that capacity, where I'd be like, I would have fucking beelined it and handled that a lot better, but, like, you always think that in hindsight.
Then you
it's
put
also
that,
76, you know?
Well, like, you put that side to side with, like, that exact same scene, because they tried to make it almost exactly as possible.
Close remake.
Well, so in 13, the thing that it's lacking is, like...
in detail.
It's cut, though, where it's Chloe Grace Moretz freaking out. Screaming. What are you doing? It's just your period. And then the girls start chanting, and then it's like, that's a separate thing now. It's not a wall of sound anymore. It's one thing, and then it's another thing, and then it's Judy Greer coming in and breaking it up. And it's like, I feel like the effect of
visceral,
that effect of like that anxiety
You
inducing.
took the stack and put it in each separate.
And it compartmentalized it in a way, and it was just like not as effective and felt very fucking flat to me.
Like less than the sum of its parts, even though the parts are almost identical.
Yeah, all the parts are there, but you just didn't orchestrate it the right way.
Yeah, it would have.
Which is where it comes down to, like, I think this was an editing problem.
Well, and also music is a huge issue in the remake, because in the remake it is like all contemporary hits. Like they were trying to build a soundtrack.
Oh, it is everywhere though, because like even like this, like so I'm one of those people. It's for me, it's there's score and then there's soundtrack. Soundtrack being the music from the outside world, and then score being the music that overarcs things. The score was confusing in the remake. The soundtrack was confusing in the remake. None of it made any sense. It didn't link up at any fucking point. Versus like
very CW.
Yeah. Versus like in the original, it was all score, and then we had
it was
one
super
song,
functional.
And I think it was a fake song at the prom.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys caught this, but there is a line that they hang on the crowd for like. So the camera's moving over the crowd while they're in the prom.
It's very like teachers suck
and
we don't like school.
Well, not even really. It's like they're just like the fucking like the monkeys are up on stage being like ba-da-ba-ba. But like it's panning over the crowd starting from the top of the thing, and then it pauses for a moment, and I had to like rewatch it. There's a moment in the song when it pauses with the camera, the band says the words, "The devil's got a hold on your soul," and then it continues, and it goes back to being a poppy, and I was like, that's a really fun thing.
I love that.
And then immediately after that, it's like it cuts to like Carrie sitting at the table, and like she's talking to her teacher after Billy gets up for a drink, and the teacher's like, "You're gonna have the greatest night of your life," and then it cuts to Carrie, and she's like, takes a pause before she says her next line. Her face goes completely red because of the light in the room. And she's like, "You really think so?" And then it goes away. And I was like, that was cool. That was fucking cool.
Yeah. And again, DePalma, like,
it's like it's subliminal at this point.
Not only his Hitchcock, but also like his Giallo, like with all the reds and blues, and like there's so much going on. And I love like when the turn happens after the blood, it's just suddenly all reds. Like that's just the only thing for a good solid 2 minutes of the first rampage.
I love there is a bit of a continuity error too with like after she gets the blood dumped on her.
Wait, I think I know.
Like when they dump the blood on her, it literally goes like from like the top of her scalp back and then like down the sides of her face, and then it cuts away to the crowd and they're all freaking out, and then it cuts back to Carrie and she is covered now. Like her face is covered in blood. The reason that happened is because the blood that they were using was like Caro like corn syrup with red food dye in it. With the lights that they had, it kept cooking. So it's like they would warm it up and use it as blood, but then it would cook and it would get sticky and tacky, so they had to keep fucking hosing Sissy Spacek down.
That sucks.
So it's like the blood and like the fake blood just kept like getting wet and watery. That's why her hair goes from like nice and styled with some blood in it to like she's drenched. Because she is fucking sopping wet.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't think of that.
The other little fun trivia thing that I had also heard is there's a scene where PJ Souls, the girl with the hat, the fire hose goes crazy and starts spraying everybody. She gets hit and like falls over on a table and like rolls around on the floor while getting sprayed and like passes out. That was fucking real. She actually fell. She wasn't supposed to. She fell, broke the table, rolled around and passed out because the fire hose hit her in the ear and it ruptured her fucking eardrum. She lost her equilibrium and passed out.
Talking about like practical effects, like I thought that looked very good. Even though like it like you can kind of laugh at like the hose of it all, but like the fact that it like I think very much was a real hose. And these things are like big.
We
and
had
heavy.
a man jump onto the hose and it shook him off, and it was like that was solid the whole
and
way
those,
through.
And, like the real pressure
That's cool.
hoses, those real pressure hoses will like knock you the shit down.
Yeah.
Like they are a force to be reckoned with. And so it is a scary thing. And like so
yeah.
It did look very good, but I was actually kind of taken with how the blood splash, and it was just the one, and I thought it looked great. Like you had one good shot of like boom explosion, like it's splashing off like the back and top of her head.
I love when we cut all of the sound out of the room except for like the music in that moment too.
It takes a
And
minute
you
for
just
people to start
see,
laughing.
What's his name? Fucking just mouth the words.
What the hell?
And it's like I feel like that was way more. That was way better than in the remake when he goes, "What the hell?"
Well, okay, so wait. In the original,
Yeah.
like whether you remembered or not, like because like it wasn't the first time I had seen it when I was rewatching recently, just the other day. Mm-hmm. But like I honestly couldn't remember like how in on it he was.
Tommy
Tommy wasn't.
was not.
No, I know now, and like that I think is like the final confirmation. But all leading up, it is fairly ambiguous.
Yeah, you don't know.
You kind of don't know because the original Tommy is like smirking so fucking hard and cheesing so goddamn goonily. You know what I mean? And like he just feels
And also,
way more.
Sue didn't feel very genuine in any of the things that she was doing too. It felt like there had to have been an ulterior motive until the prom.
Well, in the original with Sue. Like the girl with the conscience, right? Tommy's girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I kind of like couldn't really keep track of the character names.
Chris
So she's kind of like,
Hargitson.
oh, kind of nice girl, blonde dude. Like I was bad,
Yeah.
whatever. So
And that's
yeah,
John Travolta.
when Sue on the night of the prom is like, oh, 8 p.m. Boom, I gotta go. And her family's like, you gotta go where? What are you doing? And she's like, I just gotta go out. It's hilarious on so many levels. Number one, Dad is wearing a full-on three-piece suit and tie.
Yes.
At the dinner table.
At
It's
the dinner table.
1976, and I was just like, that is absurd and hilarious. Number one. Number two, she's just like, I gotta go out. Fuck you, dinner. Like she doesn't do that part.
There's
but
a
like,
plate in front of her that's
she's
fully.
literally just like leaving now, and it's just like, and they literally are like, where? What are you doing? And she's
But
just
also-
like, I'm out. I'm going out.
Ow.
That made
And
me
she just leaves,
so
and
confused
they just chuckle
too.
about it. They're like, huh, what are you gonna do? And I'm just like,
That's our Sue.
wow, what a life.
I was so confused by that too because I was like, why did she know 8 o'clock? Like, what was the
Well,
deal
because,
with 8
and
o'clock?
that's what you're meant to think, and it's because like, oh shit, because she's in on it and she wants to watch. Like that's literally, I couldn't tell if she just like wanted to watch the happy moment or if she wanted
She
to
was
watch
in
because she
on
knew
the
what was
joke.
happening.
Well, yeah.
And I
Got
don't
it.
think you're 100% meant to know up until what the hell.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, okay, it was genuine. Yes, they were just trying to
Yeah.
do something nice. But like honestly, in the original, it felt purposefully ambiguous in the right kind of way.
Yes.
Whereas in the remake, I don't think it even
They
bothers
lean
with vagaries. I think it's fairly
way
explicit.
too heavy.
And
They were
it's
like,
not that it doesn't make
Sue
sense.
has a conscience.
It's just very
And she's
telegraphed.
pregnant.
And also she's pregnant, which is actually closer to the book.
I was gonna
actually.
ask, is that
Okay.
book thing?
Okay.
So
Why?
so that's a subplot in the book.
Why?
It is. It is
No, because is it what
yeah.
Carrie 2 does?
It's something.
Is that
it's,
like a
I don't know if
epilogue
it's a
or whatever?
Yeah, no,
No,
it's a subplot
Carrie
in
2
the
is
book.
cool.
As far as I understand it, it's a subplot in the book that was captured in within like 2 lines.
like, is it just so that she can be like, I sense this, your life force? Like, is that just literally the only reason?
No.
I wonder. Like, I was very curious.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. There's a reason why
it's not in the
Sue was
original.
questioning her morals.
Because it's just a shitty thing to do. Because the PE teacher was goddamn right. Like, you don't need the whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the pregnancy. I really was.
It wasn't needed,
Shocked
no.
by that in the end of the remake. But
Well,
again,
like,
we're
They weren't slick about it either. Because like, oh, why is she suddenly running off of this
To
ladder to
vomit.
go vomit?
God. Speaking of cutting in the remake, like they just would switch scenes for no reason. Like they were just like sometimes they would be on Chloe Grace Moretz doing something in a room, and then she would just be somewhere else, and it's just like that's not how you like go from.
What are you talking about? What's a transition? We don't know.
And it's just like so frustrating because again, it's not that it didn't make any sense, but it just was choppy. You know? Whereas in the original, there's so much momentum. Everything leads in. Everything
there was
feeds
weight,
in.
and I feel like there was a problem though. It kind of hit a plateau with pacing for me at a certain point that I was like, can we?
The original or-
Yeah, with the original. That I was
Where?
like, It wasn't so much that I disliked the pacing, it was that I misunderstood the pacing, that I misremembered it. I thought it moved a lot faster. And then it was like, man, we are hanging out outside of this prom for a good majority of this movie. Like, the prom's only like the last like 10 minutes of this fucking movie.
I feel like it moves pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, well, I just thought that it was like, oh,
But
we
the
hit
whole
the
thing-
prom like halfway. And that's not it. There was a couple things that I misremembered about this. The one thing being that I forgot how they got the blood. I did not. Honestly, when I was watching it, I was like, I don't remember this part at all.
My East Coast snobbery is showing through, but part of me was just like, I didn't know we were in the middle of like pig country.
Yeah,
Like, is this just
this
like
is Pig Town.
feel a little
This is Pig Town.
left field,
But
but at the same time,
does this
Travolta sounds like such a yokel. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's like, I know that
Carrie
Stephen
had
King
kind of
really
his
likes to write within an area. Like, I'm
oh
curious.
yeah, and he's usually northeast. So
Yeah, so it's like, I'm curious if this is supposed to be like somewhere vaguely Maine, like.
it's usually
I don't
wonder
know.
if it's Derry or not.
But yeah, I completely forgot that it was like, yeah, that they murder a pig with a fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought they just went to a slaughterhouse and got the blood. No, it's like, it is
Stop.
so much more visceral than
So
that.
speaking of Travolta, speaking of that scene that we were making fun of, and speaking of these characters and the whole
I
pig
feel
blood
like I know where you're
situation,
going with this.
I want to. Well, so like, what did you think of the car scene where they're like slapping and making out, and then she like?
That was such a confusing scene.
I'm sure.
I can tell you why though too. I have
no, that's-
reasoning for that. Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
same. No, but that's what I'm. No, so I just wanted to ask, like, what did you guys make of like that scene, and just sort of their, like, I don't know, like as a prank, did that feel authentic in the original?
I was
to
gonna
you?
say their motive. For
What were your thoughts?
so like
'Cause I got thoughts. So yeah, what are your thoughts?
I didn't really actually think too much about like the car scene as much as I thought you were gonna go with like, you know,
Oh, Billy.
like the motive of like
I think that was all like so intentional and very
Carrie OG and Carrie remake. There's like a difference between like the gravity of how much they hate Carrie and like what.
Well, yeah, so I feel like in the remake it's not earned.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Yeah. So like the extent
Whereas
of
I
which
think it's
they
earned
went.
in the original, but like, what did you guys make of the because you brought up the whole.
All right, so I genuinely, the motive does not fit for me. I do not understand it. They're torturing this girl because she had her period, and she's just kind of weird. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm also
Well-
not a bully, so I don't know.
And credit to you. It's also her mom being, super,
mean, she-
tithy, preachy.
Yeah.
Your period
Yeah,
is
the
a
fact
sin.
she
It's
is
like-
literally going to people's houses asking for money for the fucking church and trying to convert them. So it's like there is already in town. We don't like the white family.
And
so
now
I
this
can kind of see
homeschooled
that.
girl is.
She's fucking weird, and I don't want to hang out with her. The thing that
Disliking the other, disliking the.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. It's just it's a hard concept for me to grasp. Also, just because I'm not a shitty person, so I'm just like
truly,
I just don't know. I'm
truly
like,
mean,
dude,
like,
how
credit
do
to
we
you.
make fun of people, guys? You gotta tell me.
Pig.
Again, I'm sorry it comes up sometimes, but like having worked in education, like you bear witness to, whatever.
Kids are
behavior.
assholes.
Kids are assholes.
Kids have the capacity for asshole.
I mean, so are
It's
adults.
really
though,
there.
so.
Again, yeah, exactly. So, and that's where they come from. So it all, whatever. I've seen enough to kind of feel like that felt authentic to me in the original, and like just as far as like where they get it, like I guess if it is pig country, then like okay, I guess that was literally in their backyard. Mm-hmm. I just didn't really have a strong sense of the setting, I guess, which is usually strange for Stephen King. because you're usually like, hi, we're in Derry, hello, but whatever. Mm-hmm. So that felt a little inorganic to me. Whereas, like, in the remake, it just feels completely, like, just reverse engineered and very
Oh my god,
forced
yeah.
and just, like...
And also, they were like, let's make her boyfriend like 10 years older than what he's supposed to be.
Which is so funny, because Travolta was...
You wouldn't know him. He goes to a different school. That man has a job. That man's got a 401k. Well, he doesn't have a 401k. That man works at gas stations. Is what it is.
but he's, like, seething at the mouth at like, a certain point.
I fucking hate Carrie. It's like, you don't even go to school.
Yeah, bro,
what are you
like,
talking
yeah.
about? You're 48 years old. Calm down.
Like, you cannot be taking your parole officer anger out on your, like, teen girlfriend's weird fixation escalation.
We're gonna get out of town. We're gonna run.
That was another weird left field escalation at the end of that movie. Again,
so-
not to jump ahead, sticking with the
all
OG
right,
because
so-
I do think that like the whole thing in the car, that
Yes.
whole dynamic, that they
The dynamic
really
in the
explore.
car scene specifically, yes, very odd. Felt weird, right?
But that I think
felt-
makes me believe the whole pig blood slaughter shit.
The escalation for things.
Just the detachment of your humanity and the clear and like
they're
causational relationship
They're psychopaths,
between
right?
between violence and like validation or whatever the fuck.
Infinity pool.
Well, because like they're like making out, right? And like he'll be forward with her until she gets physical with him, and then he stops, and then she invites him back into being physical until he gets too far, and then she stops him.
And then
like,
she
it's this
calls
weird-
him a fucking idiot.
and then she's like, but baby, and then like, and they just kind of like go back and forth until like they're escalating to her blowing him while asking, I need you to do me a favor, which I was like, hey, you definitely had to ADR that for obvious reasons,
Yes.
but because you're speaking far too clearly, hon. But anyway. But like that whole like escalation dynamic.
Oh, okay.
My God.
Oh my! She said her best. What? His reaction, by the way, when
He went, oh, okay.
no, he did not. He did not at all. He in fact, was like, he just holy shit,
What?
getting ready to be Bugs Bunny on the moon. And it's just like, who? It was just the
I've
right
never heard
reaction.
of this person a day in my life. That's funny. No,
But
so
whatever.
a
But-
behind the scenes thing for that scene. Both of those actors, John Travolta and the lady that played Chris, I do not know her name,
OG or
OG.
Nancy Allen.
Nancy Allen. So the two of them had no clue what the final was going to be set up with their characters. They didn't really understand.
Like tonally?
Yeah, they didn't really understand. They thought that they were going to be bumbling comedic relief for the movie.
They kind of are. Like
Yeah.
that is how they're played. At least like with the cop bit and the beer and whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit dark when he's like fucking,
Yeah.
Don't call me stupid
They
shit.
straight up thought that they were going to be comedic relief.
I can
And
see it
that's
going
why
way.
that scene kind of to me had like the energy was somewhat where it needed to be, but it was still very confusing.
For me, it just was like bottom line dysfunctional. And
Yes.
so I was like, if I can buy in on that dynamic, which I know is like a very real, like authentic, like, domestic abuse, like kind of dysfunctional toxicity of like, domestic violence and, relationships, blah, blah, blah. Like, and like, if I can buy in on that, I think I can buy in on them. On this girl being like, you know what a good idea would be?
And it was
Dump fucking pig's blood on this woman who just had her, on this little
it
girl
was
that had her period.
interesting too that they chose to portray it from both ends too. That it was like it wasn't just like she's just being toxic to him. He's
Oh,
also
very
being
two to
toxic
tango.
back to
Sure,
her.
sure.
And it's like I feel like that was a very interesting thing because I feel like at that time in pop culture it was one or the other. You couldn't
Yeah.
have two toxic people being together. If we're portraying it on film, it's like we need to have a clear like abuser-abusee situation.
Kind of funny you say that. Did you ever see Badlands, the Terrence Malick movie, 1973, also starring Sissy Spacek, with Martin Sheen as like two kind of Bonnie and Clyde, on the run criminals, but he's a serial killer, and she just kind of like goes along for it
It sounds like California.
because he kills her abusive dad.
Oh.
It's very cool. Very
Interesting.
kind of slow, but like that's kind of what Terrence Malick is known for. It's very like beautiful cinematography. But like it kind of reinforces what you're saying because like he's sort of more heavy-handed in like the evil department, like psychopathic, whatever violence, and she's just kind of like narrating.
Yeah.
But I think that was very much like that was 73. This is 76. This is just a year before Saturday Night Fever, which is
Yeah.
John Travolta on extra. His
gotta do cocaine and dance about it, and then maybe
Fonz.
shoot my brother.
classic.
Was there anything in the original that, on rewatch, you were surprised by or misremembered or anything like that? Anything like on this critical watch this time?
Honestly, I was just so impressed. Like everything, like this is such a lean movie. There is no waste. There's no fat. Like everything is so functional. Like when the mom's getting stabbed at the end.
Besides the whole cleaning montage.
Yeah, I can cut roughly 2 minutes from this movie.
I honestly think that's like very functional as well. I think that like it sets you up to be very physically comforted. she's like in a safe space for the first time maybe ever, because how often do you think that she gets to like relax enough to like rub one out at home with that mom at home? Probably not often, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't really get that from that scene, but now
You know what
it's
I mean? 'Cause
yeah.
not for nothing, like she's
Because she was like, yeah, you were showering at school, you had lustful thoughts, and it was like,
whatever. Besides that
mom's kind of
characterization
a
of it,
closeted freak.
whatever, even without her, like how does she know? She doesn't know. But like we kind of do know because the camera, like, you know, was on her face as well. Like it wasn't just like objectification. It was also, I think, like
It's supposed
showing,
to be
like revelatory. It's revealing.
not exploitive, but intimate is what they were going
Intimate,
for.
for sure, 100%. Because
So I
like you're
misread
saying,
that
like
as
it is a violation.
exploitive, yeah.
She literally thinks she's fucking dying. Like, because
I'm fully with the idea of her
she had
being
that
like, I'm
whole
fucking
zero
done.
context
Yeah.
and that whole like invasion. I think like that whole like rug pull, that whole your world getting turned upside down, and in that most vulnerable moment, you have these fucking jackals like just making it so much worse and like bringing you down. And I think to open on that moment of vulnerability in such like again like not for nothing, because you're either like. Whether it's bothering you and you're kind of like it's like turning you off, or if you're kind of letting it, it's like, well, this is kind of sleazy, but like whatever, okay. I know the actress is like 27, so like whatever, she looks good. You're kind of like, or you're just even empathizing with her in like the whole, as I mentioned, like, oh well, just teenager doesn't get to do that very often. She's finally alone. Like Jesus Christ, let her. Either way, it's interrupted in like such an effective way that, like as you said, starts the whole thing, and it is such an effective, powerful, functional way to like crystallize this now young woman's
Metamorphosis.
short adulthood. Mm-hmm. And if we're like kind of vaguely moving on, and we know we've been kind of like dipping and dapping with both, but like to discuss the ending. Which, like I was gonna say, like so when mom gets crucified, she is getting crucified, right?
That is.
Did you catch that?
No,
So
yeah,
it
that's
wasn't-
iconic imagery.
Okay, so it wasn't a crucifixion.
Well, the stigmata or whatever.
Yeah, no. It's actually very interesting. So they hang on in that scene. They show her getting like impaled. We'll say impaled with steak knives, a potato peeler, a spatula,
Metal spatula. Not one of these plastic sons of bitches. Nah.
a fucking cake icing tool. Like she gets impaled with everything. But when the house is coming down around them, and they are in the closet, it cuts to a what are they called? Like a fetish.
G.I. Joe.
No, it's like it's like a religious fetish or something that's on a thing.
It's a G.I. Joe.
It's like this weird like doll thing that has a bunch of arrows impaled in it. That is a martyr. And I forget exactly which martyr it is because
It's not a Jesus?
No. It's one of the saints. It is a saint who was martyred, and that's what it is supposed to mimic. Is it's the saint that she was
Christ
following,
on the cross. Okay.
which is why she speaks out of turn of the Bible. She speaks in turn that sounds like she's speaking stuff from the Bible. Like the first sin was
Mom
blood.
or- yeah.
Where she's speaking like the whole first sin was blood, and it's like, well, that's not it's not in the fucking Bible.
Which they call out in the remake.
Yes, they call that out in the Bible, which is that's where it gets really heavy-handed in the remake, but we'll get there.
I was so mad at myself for in the remake being like, God, Carrie is just a little too confident and well-read. Like, Jesus, like, do you not want her to be confident and well-read?
God,
Like,
dude, I haven't written.
no, I do, but like, yeah.
I have it written down like the
just
scene
so
where she's getting
heavy and
berated
flat
by her
and
mother.
Kind of boring. And,
Yeah. In 2013, when she's getting berated by her mother when she comes home, I
She's
wrote,
like, bitch, it's not even in the Bible.
yeah, I wrote, holy Christian propaganda, Batman. No, Jesus' love is good, just mama.
She almost slaps her back. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and it's not that I don't want like victims of abuse to slap back her, but like in this movie, it's just way more satisfying to see her barely able to control fucking stabbing her with telekinesis. You know what I mean? Like that's when you do it. You don't do it like I don't know so many times beforehand. Whatever.
The last thing with the original that I do want to bring up is also the final scene of when Sue has the dream sequence with the hand coming up. I did find this. I thought it was fucking hilarious when I found out about it. That whole scene's shot in reverse. So in order for so the scene of her walking up, in order to make it feel more dreamlike, they shot the whole thing in reverse. Which, very effective, did feel very dreamlike. That scene, if you took that out of context and just dropped it into Nightmare, it would have made total sense, and you would have been like, this is the same fucking movie still. Because they had the foggy lens a little bit. It was like kind of
Vaseline
dreamlike.
on the camera. Yeah.
But the thing that took me out of it was when I was like, I realized that it was shot in reverse. If you look in the fucking right-hand corner,
I never would have caught that if you didn't show me.
there's a VW Bug driving backwards down the street, and then there's like a fucking like muscle car that drives backwards across the other street.
They're both like bright red too.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other fun thing that I found out.
Effective though. It was very spooky. It was very like. Although I don't love that ending. Like that just feels like a very like this is neat in the book.
Yeah, it was the end? Question mark.
Like I do know. Yeah. Like it just feels.
And that's the thing about Carrie that I never really liked is like the endings are always that the end question mark. Fun fact though, that was actually Sissy Spacek's hand. They wanted to use a stunt double because those are real rocks that are piled on top of her, and Sissy was like, no, I need to do this, Brian. I have to do it. And he's like, you're going to be covered in rocks and people are going to be kneeling on you. Are you sure? She went, yeah, do it.
It also just feels like such.
She's a fucking badass.
Narrative convenience to just like, and then the house got swallowed up by the earth. And it all just all the tough stuff is gone. It's just gone now. Goodbye.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be that it was demolished, but it was also a dream sequence. So who cares?
But those are two different things. And that's also wait, it was demolished? No, it can't like.
No, the house crumbled and fell and it burned down. But then all that was left was just like a pile of ash. But it was also a dream sequence, so it doesn't really matter what the house looked like.
But but like, why did the house come down?
Because her telekinetic powers. She was so...
Of all things...
Did what?
No. So
why?
It was when she... Because I had to rewatch the scene again. She pulls her mother from the wall after being impaled and her mom dies. Yeah. She is so affected by the fact that she just killed her own mother that she freaks out and brings the house down around her. Yeah.
That's just... I don't know. That makes sense.
It's a sad ending to a sad story.
It's just a little... It's so convenient, you know?
I mean, convenient.
It's such a little bow tie that I was just like, all right.
Well, I mean, like, realistically, what are they going to do? Arrest Carrie? Like, she's a telepath? Like, it was... I don't know what the tropes would...
Ma'am, put your hands down.
And again, I know it's a tragedy and not, like, an actual, like, hero's journey, like, superhero, but, like, I just, like, fuck, we're all rooting for Carrie. I don't want her to be buried.
Well, then did you catch the post-credit sequence? Carrie will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Truly, though, I mean,
I think X-Men
and Avengers have adopted the whole, telekinetic girl trope more so than most things, other than like Stranger Things. Like,
I do gotta say,
you got your Jean Greys, you got your Emma Frosts, you got your Psylocke.
Telekinetic?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the two of them were like.
I thought she was essentially a waterbender.
She could turn into Diamond.
Oh,
and then she was
secondary mutation.
Yeah, her second awakening.
That's her third superpower. Her first superpower being fine as hell.
Yeah.
Coming out Scott Summers.
Anyway.
How deep in the Lord do you want to go?
God.
We can do it. I'm not excited that Bo DeMeo got fired from X-Men 97 Season 2, but we can talk about, maybe watching it later. Sorry, this is a different pot.
So,
That's the podcast upstairs. Bang! 2013. No, I was kidding. Go ahead.
I'm at peace with the ending. It's a movie that is heartbreaking, and you don't get a happy ending. And it's, sans the, hand grab and like the end question mark. But like, I think that's the full tragedy of Carrie. Is like there wasn't going to be a timeline with what was presented that she makes it out of this.
She kind of does have to be punished, right? Because she did kill everyone, not just the main people.
Yeah, this is Stephen King's attempt at a Greek tragedy. It really is.
It's heartbreaking.
And it makes sense and it works. I want my girl to
just tapping through it.
It's also a Stephen King thing. Between this, Firestarter, The Shining. And Dr. Sleep, my favorite, right? Which also was gonna get a spin-off, Well,
he did.
The spin-off was gonna be Halloran, right? But I want to write an Abracadabra script.
Didn't Joe do Dr. Sleep? I thought Joe did.
Who?
His son, Joe Hill.
I don't think so. I think he wrote the book, Stephen.
Okay.
But either way, I
Yeah,
never
it
even
doesn't
read the
matter,
books.
yeah.
I'm just thinking of the movie. But regardless, just that like, well, yeah, but like the telekinetic girl trope is definitely a thing
Why
that
do I know book
Stephen
stuff?
King.
This is weird.
Because again, Stephen King is another one of these like reinforced things. Like I knew about Stephen King without having read like any of his books. Granted, my father was always a big fan, but
Yeah.
again, just all the TV movie adaptations. Like he's fucking everywhere.
I just the tragedy of it's so heartbreaking. I mean, like just like in the quick 3 seconds, I went to tap and just see like her pulling her mom off and going to the closet and just like it is. She has nothing left. She has nothing left.
She also like that fucking knife in her back. Like I don't
Oh, yeah.
you never know how deep that is or like,
And
what was punctured.
Fun fact: I think the musical follows the OG. I mean, obviously because 2013.
Yeah.
But it follows it very well. Up like because the destruction. She comes home. We don't get the shower scene, thank God, in the show. But like
I
Margaret
just couldn't figure out how to run the water on stage.
Yeah, right. Margaret stabs Carrie, but instead, because the tech of that would have been off the wall to have flying knives, Carrie makes her mom's heart stop,
Which is closer to the book. In the book, she actually stops her mom's heart.
and that's how she dies. And then she succumbs to her wound because by that point she was already stabbed.
In the play, is the gym teacher left alive or killed?
Killed.
Killed? Okay, so that follows the movie, not the book.
Yes.
The book lets the PE teacher live?
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked by that because the remake does too.
Yeah.
And I thought that
Because it was
I
the
love
only
Judy Greer,
person. It's
but
the
I
only
thought that was
person
a poor
that
choice.
showed Carrie any sort of mercy.
It's so weird because in the remake they make Carrie feel more like evil and more just like choosing to like and twirl her mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she lets more people off the hook.
Oh yeah,
Like Judy
all of
Greer
those
makes it
survivors
outside.
walking out of the building at the end of that is like,
Yeah.
in the original, the
Fucking
entire
no
school
one.
fucking died.
no one's left.
So that's where both of those differ, but the O2 made-for-TV series, that follows the book, where she not only
really wanna
burns...
check that out.
So she, in the book, and in the 2000s, she burns down the school, kills everyone there, but leaves the teacher alive. And then she proceeds to go on rampage across the town and burn the town down. So that in the end, the only people that are technically left alive, like the only people we really care about, is the gym teacher and Sue. That's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then for the musical.
Nice, good for her.
I was about to say, yeah. Sounds efficient.
That's the hero's journey that you were looking for. I just wish she would have burned
That's what
everyone.
we've been asking
She
for.
comes back,
Yeah.
with the prize of a better town.
Yeah, and Sue is the only survivor in the musical, and like they really played into like how troubled of and unfortunately destined for this demise the musical provides in it.
This, Heathers, Thoroughbreds. There's just a lot of really cool, like, homicidal teen girl content out there. And there's a lot of, like, bad, genre-y stuff
For
around
sure.
as well that I
Heathers
don't always
also
fall
got,
for.
Yes, they
musical
did.
Got a,
redone,
musical, yeah. But no, there's, I think, like, a very, like, I don't know, I think that's, like, a rich, I don't know, aesthetic or motif or whatever. Like, that's a cool, I don't know, little subgenre.
I feel like, if anything, it boils down more so to just feminine rage
yeah. For sure.
across the board.
Which is very
Yeah.
effective. And
It is very effective,
amazing.
and
Awesome.
honestly, some of my favorite movies are based around that. Like, look at something like fucking like Revenge. Like, Revenge is fucking crazy.
That's
because it's-
quintessential.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's dumped, left for dead after being wronged. What's the
Spit on your grave.
No, the something young lady or whatever the fuck that movie
Promising
is.
Young-
Promising young lady, right?
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, Promising Young Woman. Same thing, where it's like the revenge thing of like, I'm gonna come back and fuck up your life.
Yep. No, revenge thrillers
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah, I think that
sure.
shit's cool. It even goes all the way is like as far as like I feel like even Ballerina could be thrown into that a little bit. It's the idea. I just think it's a veritable like garden to kind of culminate a really good story that's going to have good tact, and it feels more visceral than like your stereotypical man's action revenge flick where we got Mel Gibson running around town with a flamethrower and a gun.
Well, fuck Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
I
fuck
do
that guy.
love it,
But
but
it's-
like I love a John Wick. You
Yeah,
know,
okay.
I love it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
John
not
Wick is fucking
against
incredible. No, I'm saying kind of just as a
But no, as a general,
on the
sure,
whole,
sure.
it's like this is what we
No,
were
it is a
getting.
fun upending. It is like definitely an interesting like whatever the not heel turn, but like just a nice twist. But no, it's the reason things like Buffy and things like it have always worked well.
Was there anything in the 2013 remake that you had forgotten about or were surprised by?
I forgot.
There was a
I
couple
don't think things that I
for me.
forgot. Just
Yeah.
things I was like,
Well, I never saw the
Oh,
remake
No?
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was first watch. Okay.
And I didn't like them opening. Like I appreciate them trying to do some different things, but like it stuck so
Wait,
close
you don't like
to the
pool
original.
volleyball?
I love volleyball actually, and pools. But like
Swim caps.
the remake sticks so close to the original, except
it
for
doesn't.
where it doesn't. And those little choices make such big differences.
Yeah, where it doesn't stick, that's where it really truly mattered.
It's
in
not
a way.
that like
Yeah.
any of these choices couldn't work, but they just don't because they just amount to like we were saying, like such a flat effect. Mm-hmm. But like opening with the birth, I thought was so unnecessary because I think it feels or works so much better when it's like revealed as like an anecdotal thing that the actress gets to perform. You know what I mean?
They're being
Later in
spoon-
the script, as
they're
opposed to being
spoon-feeding us,
showing
Joe.
it. Yeah, yeah.
The studio did not want to put that in the film. The studio was
Oh,
not
they
having
wanted
it.
to in the original?
They did. No. In the remake, the
Oh.
studio was like, no, we can't do this. We're not showing birth in this movie. Like this scene is grotesque. We don't need it.
Not why you shouldn't show it. I mean,
Well,
childbirth is natural.
Yeah, it
and
is natural. It's
freakish
fine.
and scary, but also like
one of
that's,
their qualms was they
whatever,
were
but-
scared of a vagina, which was
Sure. That doesn't
was
surprise me,
literally the wording that they had used
Different
in the article I
reasons.
read.
tomatoes.
Yeah. They were scared of showing a vagina, but also they
ew.
were scared of the miracle of childbirth, but they were also scared of the context of the childbirth. Do you know the context of the childbirth? They talk about it in the end of the remake.
Yeah.
Well, she
Where
kind
her
of describes multiple times like
Yes,
the
where
one
she-
hookup she has with Carrie's father, and like it,
Yes.
Yeah.
And she
It's
says that
debatably
her
consensual.
birth is a sin and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It was the
Thought you were cancer. Yeah.
yeah, it was the fact that they
I thought you were gonna say the scissors coming down was the.
that was the other part. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a twofer. Yeah, so it's like that was an odd choice to take on. That immediately started me off on the wrong foot with watching this one.
And it's like if you're gonna try to be different, then like be more like then be different. Like not like I don't know.
It's like, hey, the teacher's grading our test. Don't copy my work.
It does
Yes.
feel
And it's like,
very.
don't worry, I
yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah. Just so
You know?
surfacey.
No,
Yeah.
the thing that I'm kind of leading into on this one is this typical 2010 sleazebag horror. Like to me, like there's plenty of stuff where it's like, why do we need to see teens having sex in their car for no reason? Has no purpose to the story. Other than the fact that like now we know she's pregnant. Like okay, cool. They could have sold that with everything else.
It's funny because in seeing like the trends as the SLASHICS typically do, I went through some of like the other movies like, what does this feel like? Like, camera wise, what does it feel like? And my first thought was like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, same.
Which is it was 2010, 2013. So it's 3 years difference. So I would still say still in that same scope.
Production
of
company's not tied to anybody either, too, that we've gone through as far as I understand. This is not a
Metro
platinum dudes.
Goldwyn
Yeah.
mayor. And you would be correct.
Yeah.
We have not touched on this
Yeah.
production group before.
So it's not Platinum Dunes, it's not Dark Castle Productions,
Dark
it's
Castle.
not what's the other one? Doesn't matter.
Well, you get the gist.
Yeah.
You get the gist.
It's not. It's also not an Epstein or not Epstein.
Michael Bay.
Weinstein.
Jeez, Crow.
Weinstein. What's the difference? Yeah, it's not
God.
another Weinstein production as well. So it's like there is a separation there. But I'm like, why do I keep feeling like a familiar sense of sleaze and grossness to things, even if it isn't actively being shown? I kind of just get the vibe from it. And then I did some digging and I found out.
Oh boy.
So the director of this one was Kimberly Pierce. Kimberly Pierce is not really known for doing much of anything else. Maybe directing 1 or 2 episodes of a show here and there, a couple of movies that kind of passed, nobody really cared about. So like kind of like low-level director kind of looking to make their like entrance into cinema. Kimberly Pierce apparently and actively has said this, was heavily inspired by Lars von Dickbag for this one.
Lars von Trier?
Yeah.
All right.
It comes through. I can see it.
Okay, but that's it? Like, that's what else?
So that's where I found, and I was like, that's really kind of enough for me. I was
Just
like,
him saying that he's been influenced by...
No, that this movie was directly inspired. The way that she shot it, the way that the scenes were set up, and I was like, see, now I can kind of make sense of like where that funk that was kind of sitting on things that I did not like was kind of coming from. And I was like, I can see where it's like, oh, I'm inspired by the guy that did Antichrist and did The House That Jack Built. I mean, that came out after. But still, it's like, this, like...
But like, where do you think that influence is seen in the movie that gave you the ick?
So it was mainly that opening scene. I was like, that opening scene kind of said something.
Remake?
Yes.
Okay.
Where I was like, okay, cool, with the scissors and the baby and all that, and it was like, and
as opposed, I thought you were saying, okay,
no, like in
the locker room.
No.
Giving you the ick.
No.
Okay.
This was just the movie itself, kind of just giving me the funk, and I was like, there's something.
I thought you were
weird.
saying because Chloe Grace Moretz was not 27 like Sissy Spacek.
That was
but in
another
fact,
thing. Is that did
15.
set me off. She was 15 when they
The
made
big
this
difference.
movie. Yeah.
But I thought you were gonna say like, whatever, something way worse about the director.
Yeah.
Honestly, being influenced by Lars von Trier is not really a deal breaker for me. Like, I fucking hate The House Jack Built, and I've only ever read about most of his other movies, but I have read about them. And, like, I do know about him, and I'm, like, not defending him because he does sound like a real piece of shit.
Dude, the more you read, the worse it is.
Extremely abusive. Sure.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
no,
like, I don't
it's worse than
necessarily...
the abuse thing.
I don't necessarily see it in the remake. In fact, like, the remake feels very flat and chaste, and, like, Lars von Trier is the last director I would name as, a name check influence on this movie. And also, like, but he's also a huge name and, like, very, like, artsy and influential. So, like, I don't know. That doesn't really...
Just something just didn't sit right with me about it when I was watching. I was like, there was, like, this film of,
More
like...
than
Yeah.
DePalma?
Yeah, more than DePalma. And I was like, there's something I'm sitting wrong with me about it. And I was like, kicking off with the baby sequence at the beginning and then following it out throughout the rest of this movie, I was like, there's something that feels nasty about this and I can't figure out what the hell it is. And then when I found out that it was like, oh yeah, I'm heavily inspired by this man who called himself a Nazi and is a known sex pest, I was like, why are you inspired by him? And then you also look at his catalog of movies that he's put out, which kind of it kind of makes sense that, like, yeah, his movies all have a certain funk sitting on top of them, that it's like, you were maybe trying to do that in a fashion, like, another director that is like, I'm inspired by Lars von Trier, is Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino with his obvious faults and everything. When Quentin does a movie and he says that he's inspired by Lars von Trier, it's coming across as a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's not coming across as anything else. It's like he may have been inspired, but it didn't change anything. And I feel like this has way different feel than when Kimberly was like directing episodes of like fucking like Supernatural or whatever the fuck she did. It was another TV show like that.
See, that's funny, because I thought the remake felt like a CW TV show.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Meaning, like, it didn't feel like much of anything, you know, other than, like, a teen, like, with a soundtrack of the radio hits of 2013. Like, I loved going through Letterboxd and seeing so many people being like, this feels 2013 on the fucking nose. And, like, you know, I would assume that would come a lot from the soundtrack, but...
Yeah. The other thing that really got me was the suit shopping montage was heinous.
Oh, yeah.
When it turns into an Activia commercial about halfway through the movie. And they're like, did it? Yeah. There's like choreographed dancing in the middle of it, like for no fucking reason.
There's
like,
also, like, 8 of them.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know any of you guys. Like, at least in the original...
Shit. Speaking of suit shopping, can we please talk about in the original real quick? The scene where they're arguing about the ruffles. And then the movie randomly speeds up for no fucking reason.
And also for, like... half a second. Like, it's so short.
We
Why?
missed like 2 lines of dialogue because they're like blah, 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 and then it's like back to normal. Like, what the fuck? What?
And the fact that they only do
you
it
guys
the
saw
once.
it on Tubi, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a Tubi thing.
Yeah.
I need to know.
I watched it on Tubi, so I don't know.
You didn't get that?
No, I wonder if, like, because it's on YouTube as well, if the YouTube has the same issue, or if that was just purposeful.
Yeah, I really need to know that at some point. I did not look into it at all, but when you asked, I was like, yeah, what the frick? Because no, yeah, right at the sort of beginning of the Tux conversation. But that might just be a technical thing on our end.
It could have been.
I did
don't
love,
know.
however, like how effectively, again, like it did come across in the original as like kind of a goofy romp. Like I don't know, I was more sold on their authentic dynamic and dialogue than anything coming out of Ansel Gort's frickin' mouth. Which I don't think he did a particularly bad job, but like. I just didn't buy
he was
him
Tommy. Got it.
as Tommy nearly as much as I did.
Oh no, somebody uploaded that scene to YouTube in like 2019 and it does the fast forward. Why?
Oh.
Don't know
So
why.
Weird.
If you have answers, please let us know.
It's gonna haunt me.
At least we're haunted together.
Why DePalma? But no, I
And
largely.
if you didn't realize that and I just brought it to your attention,
Sorry.
you're welcome.
But no, I truly like love and have like kind of reaffirmed my like love and like admiration for the DePalma 76 original, and I sincerely like through up until like the end, I was kind of like fine with the remake. I was like, okay, this is clearly like just, you know, a very kind of safe sort of PG-13, just like whatever. But hey, they're sticking pretty close for the most part, and they're doing the same things in generally the same order. And no, it doesn't have like the flow or the momentum or the style, but like things are happening and they make sense. And I, you know, am excited to see bloody Chloe Grace Moretz fuck up a whole high school of assholes. Like, because that's never not going to be a cool thing.
But then she didn't.
Well, yeah, and then it was, yeah, it just.
Can we talk about the ending now?
Sure, yeah.
The
no,
ending
100%.
or the destruction?
The destruction.
Well, and
Okay.
also even before we get to like the destruction,
The climax,
mayhem,
I guess, is what that would
before
be.
like all the big splashy stuff, like okay, apropos of talking about not Sue, Chris and you know her like
Her
and Billy.
47-year-old
Chris and Billy.
boyfriend,
yeah her like weirdo.
Oh, fun fact: when he killed the pig and he kissed the hammer before he did it, that actor got really fucking sick for like
I
a
wonder.
week afterwards because there was pig excrement all over the fucking
I
hammer.
wonder why.
And I was like, "Serves you right, you 48-year-old bastard."
Regret that actor's choice now, huh? Stop making out with props.
There's choices.
At least wipe it off beforehand.
But no, so case in point, like this dude is just like a natural born killer extra fan guy, and like he's just so extra. And I thought it was gonna be almost interesting for a second because in the remake they show up to the pig farm. It's clearly the same dynamic of the psycho girl's weird dysfunctional boyfriend brought his lackeys for them all to do the deed and him show off and and like you can. But in the remake, that actress, who I need to look up because she looks so familiar, but whatever. I thought she was very like
who played
effective as like a real just whatever mean
Chris?
girl. Psycho Chris, yeah.
Portia Doubleday.
In the beginning of that scene, she's like, "What are we doing here? What is this?" And he's just like, "You said you wanted to fuck with this chick, right?" And he's just like Jack Nicholson in it and just like way over the top and just like drool out of the mouth, and it's just so much. But I thought it was gonna be interesting for a second because she's like, huh? And I thought it was gonna be something else.
In 2 minutes, she jumps to like, "I'm stabbing this pig,"
And then she's also like, "Yeah,
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
kill him." Like her eyes go white. It's just so.
"I'm gonna fucking kill this pig." It's like, God damn, okay, Chris, chill.
And then
She does that twice throughout the movie too.
And just that escalation felt so unearned, as we were saying earlier. And then to get into the big finale of it all, and then we could just like dive into the fucking chaos that is. But like, again, when she just like force chokes Judy Greer, like I do.
Oh my
love-
God! Hey.
Yeah, because she said, "I found your lack of faith disturbing," and then went, "But I'll save you."
I don't want you to get zapped.
And again, speaking of the Fury and God, shit.
Firestarter.
No, well, even so, like I have another list that's just like telekinesis movies. That's like the Force, but not really.
Matilda.
So yeah, no, genuinely, yes. Like things
Yeah,
like
she
that.
saved Miss Honey.
There are movies that do this trope, that do this archetype, that do this power, and they're always so much fun, and we love them. But like you can't not make that sort of forced comparison. It's kind of what I love about Dr. Sleep having Obi-Wan,
Mr.
in it.
Sleep, the Obi-Wan.
We
story.
have Ewan McGregor in that movie, but whatever, teaching like a new whatever. And they are literally just fighting vampires. It's so fucking cool. Like it's everything you want the Force to be in the Star Wars movie. But anyway, You can't not make the comparison, and it's right there. But like, I think if you play with it gently, like you have these really interesting dynamics of like what's going on in the original, and to their credit, in the remake, they're doing the whole like, well, are you the devil? Are you a devil child? And she's like, no, god damn it, like I'm whatever,
No, god damn it.
I'm whatever I am, but I'm clearly like not a bad person. Like I don't want you to hurt yourself. I just want to like
Can I
have
just
a nice
live?
date with a boy. Can I just fucking live and enjoy my powers? And like, why not? You know.
But then Clarice Starling is like sitting home, just being like, "Hey, here's all these things that's wrong with you."
Another, psychic girl trope is long legs, which is very divisive, but I love it. You know. Anyway,
That's a great. I love having that conversation with people
through
watching
line.
Long Legs.
It's fun that they're cousins. You know.
Like, is Micah Monroe psychic?
Yes, she
what degree?
literally is.
Is she psychic or is she just
It's this house.
hyper
Wait,
attentive?
But I like
Does she have a special interest?
the conversation that like, oh, okay, are you evil? Like, are you, because, your father raped me. He's a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. Are you just like a devil child? And like, you almost for half a second think like, well, maybe mom's right. Maybe that's going to be the twist. Like, and I feel like the original kind of knows, like the original makes up its mind, and just like as we were saying, it's just sort of tragic, and like you see how
She's
Sissy
just a
Spacek
girl.
really has like so little control, and it's just like bubbling over with rage, and is honestly just trying to like barely like not just survive being seen, and like allowing herself the joy of the prom date. Whereas in like, I don't begrudge Chloe Grace Moretz for being like so empowered and so research capable, even though I thought it was a cool detail that she like cannot fuck with a computer, and like that makes sense. Like,
You gotta
I thought that was
click
very
here to
cool.
maximize it.
No, it's not a detail, but even just like looking over at him and being like, oh shit, look at him.
Get the
fucking
fuck out of here, Beck!
Remember the first time you were using a computer or the internet or
Yeah.
watching certain family members? Anyway, I like that detail, but I didn't necessarily love the effect of the character Carrie being so well adept at like her powers, her advocacy,
so
her
in tune with
skill,
it, too,
her
yeah.
That's the
confidence.
Matilda of it.
But, well, no, she did practice. She did actively practice throughout the movie. There was a couple of times
That
where she
doesn't
was
bother me.
levitating books and moving them, or like
doesn't-
playing
that's-
with the mirror.
The idea of her like training doesn't bother me. Like it makes sense and all that, but like,
She was a Padawan, and then she became a Jedi.
Well, and it's
or is
so
she a
funny-
Sith? I don't know.
No,
because
she-
well, and that would be an interesting conversation though, wouldn't it? Whereas I feel like in the remake,
She gets her power from hatred, though.
you kind of don't even know what the
Anger
nature.
and sadness.
You don't even know what the answer is. Like,
I was
is
just
Carrie
it
good or bad?
feels very emotion driven. It's just unfortunately always in anger. It's not that she
Sometimes it's
chooses
protection.
Because she sits, because she exists within tragedy. That's why, yeah.
So like, unfortunately, like
Well, I mean, and the same argument can be made for Anakin. And like, I'm not.
No.
So, okay, so hear me out. I'm not a Star Wars person like that. But the same argument could be made for Anakin because Anakin fucking lost the only person that he actually loved. So him defaulting to hatred and sadness, clouding his judgment, that makes sense, especially in the same context as Carrie being betrayed.
You are not
2013
wrong. For someone who is a Star Wars guy, I can validate everything you just said.
Boom!
back in the closet.
From Shmi.
Who the fuck am
to
I? I
Padme.
referenced Marvel and Star Wars in one fucking episode.
and books.
And books.
Anakin and Carrie.
I am
do
going
parallel.
to do it for real this time. No, I'm just kidding.
Move it, you say.
Move off, you say.
But like, I do love the debate of like, how do you contextualize a witch? Are they just in tune with Mother Nature? What a good thing. Or are they in league with the dark arts and the devil? A
I
bad
will
thing?
contact several people that I know and let you know.
But I love
I'll
those,
get back to
different
you.
takes on that, archetype. And I feel like the remake didn't know how to play with it. Like the remake was like, yeah, she's just a girl trying to defend herself, good for her. But also, she tried to kill Judy Greer, and
Yeah,
she
like-
was really like getting twisty with it when she did.
Get twisty with it. Like,
I don't know.
the OG played with the idea of
Where's-
witchcraft in a way that the remake did not.
And like,
where-
No,
she
correct.
also researched. Don't get me wrong, but like when she bubbles
more
over,
X-Men
when she
than
gives the
anything.
sissy stare, it just feels like alien and just so visceral and raw.
So,
and as a
I-
result of everything we've watched,
Very
whereas
11.
the remake just feels like it's a matter of fact.
Yeah. It feels like that's where Stranger Things drew from, is like they were like,
Yeah.
we need somebody who does like telekinetic fighting and stuff like that, and they
And
literally
just-
went to Carrie from 2013.
Yeah.
It was very 2013 too. I kind of like that her eyes go bloodshot. That was a cool
She
effect.
looks amazing. Some of the posters with the black blood.
Yeah.
Fucking
like,
awesome.
Her eyes going
For
eyes
sure,
going
that's-
bloodshot
that's
was
sick.
cool.
That's
as
sick.
far as like
That's
the
so-
shitty like 2013 like CGI goes, I really liked her pupils freaking the fuck
Yeah,
out.
I did too,
That
actually.
was cool.
Yeah.
You
saying, this
could
is
have
largely
stopped.
okay
you could have
until it's
stopped
meh.
there, yeah, and like because when you started doing like the wire snakes coming after me,
Zap, zap,
I'm like,
zap.
this is dumb, and then she just catches on fire and dies anyway. I'm like, fuck off with that. I don't even care.
It's such a shame because with
Also, Judy Greer gets thrown face first into a door, stands up, and her face is perfectly fine.
it's fine.
Yeah. That was dumb. I really wish that we would have gotten more of a visceral face smashing from the dude's face hitting the steering wheel.
Oh,
You wish you got more?
I wish I got
Billy.
more out of that. Because if you rewatch that scene too, the CGI,
Well, and then the
his
chick in
face
the windshield.
his face ripples when it hits and recoils, which is good. But it's like it's so CGI that it's like I really just kind of wish that it didn't do the CGI bounce and it did like the practical effect smush.
I saw the chick's like face half through the windshield was
Fake.
cool.
Yeah, the shatter.
That was pretty.
Yeah, run her down.
Like again, like where is that coming? Just
fucking
commit murder.
2 seconds ago, she was like, "Daddy, come get me."
Yeah, like
And now she's like, "We can't skip town. Run her over." It's like, who the fuck are you?
That's
and I
what I'm saying,
think it's
like,
supposed
stuff was
to
just
be
sort of
that.
happening.
I think it's supposed to be like that flip flop of like Julianne Moore's character looking at Carrie and saying like, "Hey, are you a devil child? Are you a devil child?" Blah 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 blah. When it's like. You also have this other person who is like doing all the right things and she's popular and does this and like has like a safe, sustainable family, but she's the one that flip flops in and out of being a person and an evil being. So
It's such a shame because like with that cast and someone who was like truly like had a vision, like created like aesthetically, creatively, like hopefully the series, Mike Flanagan and Al will like do a kick-ass job with it.
do we
But,
know
like,
who's attached like as stars for the remake?
I forget.
Please hold.
I feel like I've read a million times.
I
and can
I
never
saw
remember anything about it.
something and I don't know if it's been solidified as to that's who it is.
I'm fine
For who?
remembering it's a
For
series
Carrie.
and not a movie.
Summer H. Howell.
Summer H. Howell, who is
I can't even
an
click. I
actor?
can't even click their name to
Okay.
look at the.
Interesting.
the
Because
filmography.
I saw something, I think I was talking to you about this. I had seen something where it was like people were talking about the.
Millie Shapiro.
Yeah, Millie Shapiro being in it.
Who's that?
The sister from Hereditary.
Young sister from Hereditary.
Oh, shoot.
Also was Matilda on Broadway.
Oh, funny.
Oh, Matilda again!
It all comes around.
And then it's Matilda again!
But other names attached to that series would be Matthew Lillard, who plays the principal.
Oh, shit.
Yep, and then typical Mike Flanagan
Kate Siegel,
people.
Raul Coley, Heather Graham.
Nice. Nice.
Hopefully Heather Graham plays a huge role.
Heather Graham is Mrs. Hargensen. So that's Chris's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, tiny role. Damn it.
Yeah, Kate Siegel doesn't have a name attached.
Kate Siegel's gonna be the mom, I'm telling you right now.
Well, no, wasn't she like writing, directing more in this?
She's either going to be the mom or she's going to be the gym teacher. I'm telling you right now.
Because I was honestly confused as to whether it was more her project or Flanagan.
Gym teachers already. Amber Midthunder.
Oh, hell yeah! Is the gym teacher?
Who's that?
Yes.
Amber Midthunder is awesome. She rocks.
what
Who is
else?
that?
Prey.
Oh, okay, cool.
Prey. She was in Opus. She was in
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was
Novocaine.
in Opus, yeah. And Novocaine, yeah.
Novocaine.
If I have to see the trailer for Novocaine one more time, I'm actually going to do it for real.
Hey, it's Novocaine.
We thought you would die!
Who are other like big titles?
Brandy cherry flavor.
Yeah.
Samantha Sloan
No, that was
is Margaret
Salazar.
White.
No, that was somebody else, yeah.
That was Salazar.
Sienna Agudon is Sue, etc., etc.
I don't know.
But yeah.
A lot of these names.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, across the two of them, what was your favorite moment / favorite kill? It's very slim pickings, I understand, between the two of them, but like,
The one that sticks out for the 2013 is the bleachers. They're
Yeah, that was brutal.
They're trying to climb up to get through the window and then slips. Dum, 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 dum,
oh yeah, that was
and just
sick.
a literal
Right
crunch.
here, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good one. Yeah.
That- I mean, for the
2013, I gotta go face steering wheel. Even though it didn't live up to what I wanted it to be, it was still pretty good. Cause fuck that guy.
OG, like the iconic imagery of just
Potato peeler.
fucking potato peeler. I even The imagery for that one, I would have to say Margaret White's for the OG.
Yeah. For OG, I would probably have to go with the prom date with Billy.
Tommy. That's what I was gonna say. The bucket.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too.
Because I think
brutal.
in the OG, it is brutal. I think it's really
pull it off.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like the difference between the two though is that in the OG, it's kind of like looked past.
It's unclear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of looked past, and it's like
Tommy's definitely dead.
it's like no, that motherfucker's dead. Like and just the way that actor collapsed was like you hit like brain injury dead. So well with that.
Did you notice too, like when they're having their dance and like he kisses her, and like again, like
they kissed a couple times. It was actually really cute. I forgot that they
was
kissed
always
so much.
so nervous that he was about to like be a fucking piece of shit, and he never is, to his credit.
Yeah.
But like when they're having that, like, and she's just like, "Hey man, yeah, I'm having a good time, but like, why am I here? Like, why am I here?" And he's just like, "You're having a good time, right? Come on, smooch, whatever." And they're just like, it's a pretty long scene, but they are also like, did you catch that scene where they're just spinning under the disco ball? And it is going on for such a long time, and like it's a happy scene, but like this made me want to. I was going insane. You know what I mean? And like
it was one of those
little touches like that.
It was like
goes such a long way.
I forget what phrasing it would be for, but it's like
'Cause it's almost like Dutch angle, like where like, oh shit, it's about go fuck.
Oh, the shit! Did you guys catch the shitty Dutch angle in the fucking remake?
Yep. Well, it kind of made sense because she gets home. No, because she gets home and shit goes sideways.
It was the first time that
she's
they
got to
did
confront
it.
mom. But no, yeah, it was just like, where was this the whole time? Yeah.
I did like that they. All right, so the OG was cool with her coming home and all the candles are lit, and then she goes up to her weird
spooky, scary
loft room that she lived in. That was cool. I liked in the fucking remake when she was like, "Mama, Mama, Mama," and she goes into her room and there's no one there. She shuts the light off and Julianne Moore just like kind of floats across the hallway behind her. And then it's like she goes and gets in the shower.
Did you notice her in the OG behind the door?
No, I missed it.
I think that's even.
Yeah, I was like, I just like the way that Julianne Moore like floated through the hallway, and I was like, that
I love
was
her
good.
so much. She's so effective. Like it's a a shame. She couldn't do more or whatever, but.
Y'all got any final thoughts on these things though?
I mean, I feel like across the board for SLASHICS, the original will always be the superior.
Yeah.
But like, it just to bring it home with what Joe said, because I agree tenfold. Like, you succeeded in making a remake, but you didn't do anything that makes me say, "Oh shit, this is really," you know. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with your remake. But you gotta give us something that we're not like, well, if we wanted to watch this, we could just watch the 76.
In the hierarchy of like SLASHICS that we've done, like which ones would you say were the ones that like nailed that sort of thing?
Well, I mean, I think we all agreed that Halloween was like a good SLASHIC, you know, to exist in it.
That's what I was thinking, was that it was like this doesn't stand to like the Halloween level, which I feel like is our baseline for things.
I think that's one of like maybe one of two.
Where does this remake sit for you guys?
So I kind of like, I don't like this remake, but it does not like offend me or bother me the way that like
I wouldn't say it's garbage, doo-doo, trash, do not watch it, like, you know.
Like, is it Black Christmas or is it like Texas Chainsaw? Like, what are you guys thinking? Oh, you got it, bitch.
I've just been looking at it.
Oh, you're so hot. For those
so, like,
who are
top to bottom, left to right.
So for those who are listening,
yeah.
But and like
Joe passed the phone and he has categorized the exact question that was
for the
presented.
remakes. It's Dawn of the Dead for me. Then Halloween,
You have
which I do
Evil
like.
Dead criminally low.
Oh, I gotta see this. No.
Because we didn't do it yet, I think is why. No, we did.
Well, we technically did.
Technically,
but we did like a whole.
You do have the.
Oh no,
You do
I
have,
haven't watched. The
Okay,
remake.
okay.
You're saying the remake.
Same thing with like Straw Dogs. I'm assuming.
seen that,
Okay.
yeah.
So okay, so the
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm
It
just
cuts
gonna
off-
I'm gonna ignore the bottom.
It cuts off. Because
I'm gonna ignore from Hellraiser on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prom night.
So yeah,
right?
it's literally just those three things.
It's like the dozen.
Yeah. So like Dawn of the Dead is like tip of the top, cream of the crop.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
As my friend DJ has once said, cream of the tip.
And I only have like Friday the 13th ahead because like that was like almost like so insane. It made me laugh, and like I can rock with it more.
It
whereas
was the
this
wheat
is
farm.
just sort of like that's so goofy and over the top that
what?
like I can rock with it. Whereas this is like neither here nor there. And you aimed for one of the fucking best, and you delivered meh, which is almost more offensive than a truly bad thing that I can laugh at and rock with. Which is kind of how it like sits for me. Even though it's like it's palatable, but it's almost like a 3-star that's worse than a 1-star.
Oh yeah, Red Dragon was Manhunter. Oh yeah. Okay.
I was missing a lot. I only had like 16, and I was like,
it is really weird to see all the movies we've done like laid
That's
out in the
actually
fucking thing.
bonkers.
It's crazy.
But like
I love just looking at
I
the
kind of
posters.
vibe with it. I'm a
think
little.
I overall agree because like Carrie wasn't terrible. It just didn't stand
nothing.
out.
Okay,
If this was an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, this would be the hardest safe I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It wasn't a winner. It wasn't like a loser. It was safe.
Yeah. I do think that
Safe doesn't get
Texas
wins.
Chainsaw's a little low on that list for me.
That's like the
And you
bottom
thought
for
his
me,
evil
'cause
Dead.
that's
Well, I
like
was
the
scared
dingy
for a
ick
second.
me.
And
The
he
hills
was
have
like,
eyes?
No, we just haven't hit
Over
that
Evil
yet.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom for me. It starts going south after the remake of Black Christmas.
Yeah.
'Cause then you have the remake of Bloody Valentine,
Valentine.
Amityville.
3D.
And then Amityville 3D.
Oh fuck.
And
Those
then
are the 3D
Jaws
titles.
3D. Oh my god. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I guess that'll about do it for us at the podcast downstairs. We hope you had as much 3D fun as we did. You can catch up on previous episodes on our YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. I highly suggest going back and checking out our show and tell episode. So fun. Share with us your show and tells. Share with us the SLASHICS that you think we should cover.
Yeah, we're running out of resources.
There's a
telekinesis
veritable wasteland of terrible
We gotta
things.
make them think there
Oh
aren't.
yeah. There's no movies that we can.
Please tell us.
You can also find us on our TikTok and Instagram. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell us a movie, please. We'd love to hear your thoughts on things. We'd like to thank our producer and tech wizard, Don, and Not Great Entertainment for all of the help setting up the pod. Take care of yourselves. Happy Pride, and until next time, stay out of the basement.
Red the blood of the innocent. Carpet Day.
Just want you to stop saying odd shit.
Party's over. How's that for a slice of fried gold?
I am your mother. Everyone you love around you dies.
This is a way of life. Is it dead?
Time gets.
I worship Satan. Satan is good. Satan is our pal.
I can't believe I